The fastest growing criminal enterprise in the United States today is human trafficking. Much different than prostitution. Don't get me wrong, that's horrific too. That's people growing up, getting caught in addictions where they sell themselves for sex in order to supply themselves with meth, crack, cocaine, heroin, pills. They're mobile, they're on the same corners, at the same places, and somehow as a society we dismiss that as being part of society. Well, I don't accept that. But human trafficking is that plus. It's people that are caught in sex slavery. People that are mobile, they're taken from their locations that they are comfortable with, from their homes, from their schools, and they're transported to different parts of the country, so there's no way to save them by their families. They lose contact. These pimps make sure that there's fear instilled that they can't escape. And these people, these men and women, men as well as women, even though women are a much higher population, they do this every day. There's no days off, there's no holidays. Sex slavery happens at every corner of our community, all over the country. I tell people that if you've got internet in your hotel, if you've got internet in your house, if you've got internet in your community, you've got human trafficking. Because that's how it's traded. One victim of human trafficking, it's not uncommon to raise $200,000 to $250,000 for the pimp. That's a lot of money, that's cash. You don't think they're gonna try to hold them back? They're gonna try to protect them. They're gonna try to be very, very, very smart in how they work. And they're gonna try to elude us. Clearly the narcotic world out there, the crisis that we're dealing with right now is important, but this thing snuck up. And that's why you're hearing about it. And I get it. Awareness is important, education is important, and there are so many community events that are out there that are making it known. That's why we're doing this video. What's not being done is the law enforcement response to kick over the rocks, find out where these people are, and shut them down, destroy them, cut the head off the snake. That's what law enforcement has to do. And the only way to do that is to do operations to lure them out, to bring them in, to find out where they are. And that's why we started the Ghost Operations. Genesee Human Oppression Strike Team. But how did we get there? I'll never forget the day. I was speaking in Louisville, Kentucky, and I saw a guy over to my left, and I knew that he was going to speak after me. His name is Tim Ballard. Tim Ballard is a founder of Operation Underground Railroad out of Utah. He did over 10 years for Homeland Security, and he was specifically assigned to Mexico and Haiti in order to intercept human trafficking victims and try to do the same thing that we're doing now, but he did it on the government side. And what he found was the restrictions, international, kept him from really doing what he thought he should do better, and that is to rescue the victims of human trafficking. He saw that by even at a federal level, that there were so many different levels of bureaucracy that it was frustrating, and these kids were going right back into that. And so he decided to leave, and that's when he started OUR. Well, that was the guy that I saw off stage. So I spoke and he spoke, and I knew right then and there, this guy had the same chemistry as Swanson. So we got done. I connected with him. We did our first trip to Mexico City. See, Tim Ballard started OUR to do the enforcement side of it. He left the federal government, the protection of federal government. He started his own nonprofit in order to work with national police services in countries all over, including the United States, to go there and pose as undercover solicitors of child sex, to pose as people who are customers, so that when the kids come and the national police who's worked with OUR, they join together at these parties. Everybody comes in, everybody's arrested, the bad guys are taken away, and those of us for OUR are taken away separately, and the kids are rescued. And OUR provides aftercare. So whatever operations we do, there's aftercare already built in to rehabilitate these people. These ones that are working, no joke, 365 days a year. These little kids that are 2, 3, 4, 5, because the younger they are, the more money they draw. You're talking kids that are 13, 14, 15 that are pregnant by their captors, by their pimps, because they know by that pregnancy that child will be locked in and they won't leave their baby. So they keep doing this. They almost keep them indentured because of that. Did the same thing in Haiti, another operation. See, OUR uses people that have special skill sets. People that have worked in undercover operations, dope teams, SEALs, Delta Force. People that can understand what it is like to go undercover, play a role with the same intent as everyone, and that is to rescue these kids. That's kind of like what the Ghost Team is here in Genesee County. It's taken from the Operation Underground Railroad model and brought to our community, which didn't have anything. There was some federal involvement, but that's mainly focused in Wayne County. But we were told even by the traffickers that we're gonna come up the 75 corridor and we're gonna do it in Genesee because there's no watchdog, there's no sheepdog. Well, that's why the Ghost Team started. We got together before we even had funding. And we took our professionals, and the sheriff at the time, Sheriff Piquel, he says, we gotta be a part of this. Chris, take the lead. Assemble the team. Let's see what we can do here. And in less than a year and a half, we got the biggest cash seizure in Genesee County history. From raiding a bar that was selling pills out the back door and probably selling people $880-some thousand in cash. We did 2 rescues. We worked with other agencies, both law enforcement and social services, to find the kids that fell through the crack. Whether it's from girls' court or from truancy or from hospitals or from juvenile court, who are these kids? And I was shocked to find out, and the first time we did it in 2018, there were 74 kids that nobody knew where they were. That first rescue, we were able to find 56 the first time. Just see where they are. Are they doing well? Do they need help? Do we have need for forensic evaluation? Do they need to talk to somebody? 56 out of 74. And we continued to find the rest as the detail went down. We started doing other things. We did our second rescue just this spring in 2019. There was over 50 kids that were back on the list. We did a rescue with other agencies. We found where they were. We kept track of them. But if you don't go out there and purposely put yourself there and go proactively, it will continue to grow and grow and grow. And they're the most vulnerable population, the ones that you forget about, because there's predators out there that don't forget. At the same time, without any funding, myself, captains, lieutenants, and sergeants, and deputies, we formed an operation where we posted on different social media sites. And for those that have kids, Kick, Grindr, Tinder, City X games, anything that's online that draws people in. That's the same apps that your people are looking at. Those apps, those are the ones where the predator fish are swimming to find the bait. So we started posting and we started doing these. And I will tell you very proudly that the Sheriff's Office, from spring of 2019 to this video, which is the end of October, arrested 48 people, charged them with life offenses because they were coming to have sex with 13, 14, 15-year-olds. The chats that we had lasted anywhere from an hour to sometimes 3 weeks. And you know what these people look like? Just like us. They're a different kind of breed. They're a different kind of predator. They are among us. You see, I think society can accept a little bit when someone is caught soliciting a prostitute for sex. In fact, we charge them with misdemeanor disorderlies. But when you go to have sex with an underage child, that's a different kind of individual. That's why there's criminal sex registries. Because even those on both sides of philosophies know that pedophilia is an incurable disease. They seek out victims in order to violate. These ghost operations have led to us to people that you wouldn't imagine. The sheriff has posted them online, has posted them on social media, so you know where they are. You know what to look out for. You know how to protect your kids. We didn't even get funding till midway through 2019, but we're not stopping. Funding's always going to be an issue, but funding doesn't stop what needs to continue to happen. And I've got a whole agency full of police officers, detectives, command staff that said it doesn't matter what happens. We're not going to stop. We're running with the ghost ops because they know the mission. They know the vision that's been planned. That means that if somebody's got to do it. People think sometimes the problem is so vast. What could you really do? Well, I've said many times before, you can't do everything. You can do something, but you better not do nothing. You have an obligation, and so do we. And together, our community involvement, expanding the ghost model to other agencies who want to join, who want to partner with us. That's what's going to happen. So they look at Genesee County and they take a second look and they know that, hey, there's a watchdog that's watching the community. There are protectors there. The community knows what to look for. The ghost operations, I had veteran police officers. I had a veteran sergeant tell me, After one of our operations, he said, Undersheriff, I just want to tell you that is the most rewarding police work I've done in my career. We've rescued people. We've not only done our proactive operations, we've rescued people from the grips of human trafficking. We put them in aftercare. There's great places out there, Restoration House. We use Voices for Children. These are our community involvement partners. It's not just one agency. In fact, that can't be done. It's every social agency, it's law enforcement, and it's you. Moms and dads and grandparents and friends. That's what needs to happen. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, as the sheriff, we're going to expand our ghost operations. We're going to expand our awareness, our education. We're going to brand it. We want to be able to be seen in Michigan as the fastest, most productive child sex trafficking enforcement agency. We want other agencies to call us like we call others and say, how do you do it? What's your model? Because the model works. We need to protect our kids. I need you to help.